And hopefully all the setup is working, nobody's getting packet losses, nobody drops out, everything's stable, nobody can hear the metro behind me.
Can you see the
Go ahead.
stream? You see what I'm seeing?
What? What do you see?
It's laggy as fuck. And everyone is lagging, or is it just me?
No, it's okay.
No, it's just you
I think
then.
it's okay. Yes, this is
Okay, so in the stream everything lags for me, but I don't care because I see all of you on the side, so that's fine.
Okay, let me personally control it. Let's see. No, everybody seems nice. No lags. I'll just keep it running. Hopefully my internet
Cool.
doesn't give up. Yes?
No, I mean, but I'm talking about the Twitch stream, which looks good. The one that you're sharing looks really bad.
The one that I'm sharing
But
is
if
visible only
Twitch
for
looks
you.
good, then it's fine.
Mhm.
The one I'm sharing is just
Yeah,
for
this
you,
one's
so
really,
in
really
case-
bad quality.
But so the pictures, like not the pictures. You know, our videos on the right side from Ninja, are they gonna stay?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
So I mean, I see like in the left part of my screen, I see the normal Twitch stream, and on the right part, from top to bottom, I see again all our cameras, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, so for now I thought
Yes.
of keeping it this way. Thank you everybody who joined us.
Cool.
Now we're a bit changing our stream setup and the controls and software we're using. So please don't mind us discussing those technical difficulties. Yeah, because I was thinking that in exactly the same way, I will be streaming to you the battlefield if needed through the tabletop. So this is how you would see it also in future. Not in the Discord, but also on the same screen, like this.
I think that would be beautiful. Yeah.
As long as our hardware doesn't give up on us in some random moment, hopefully that should be fine. Okay, ready to start. Hello and welcome everybody in the episode number 118 in the Adventures of the Power Rangers. As our party continues their struggle to survive, meanwhile trying to make the world maybe a bit better place, sometimes worse, but yeah, every action has its consequence. So, in the last time in our adventure, does the party still remember what happened? The blank faces.
Yeah. No, I do remember, but not in a chronological order.
That's fine. This is how human memory works. We often
Okay.
remember things which were the nicest to us and forget the bad stuff.
Polo joined the party again.
Exacto. So this is one of the good stuff that happened. So I will be quickly recollecting the events of the past game. So the most important thing is that you have managed to navigate yourself outside of the Danodan mausoleum. You managed to get to all the way to the surface. Rave has created a blood pact with the wizards so that they keep her secret and secret of your family. Sas has given them some task to do to those wizards once they go back to the capital, and you parted your ways. Then you decided to go directly to the Olympus Fortress, this massive landmark in the land of Tithir that was there since day one, and now, almost 120 episodes later, we finally reached it. Yeah, all good so far. Sound qualities, microphone problems. Am I clear? Please.
To be honest, you're not that clear to me because we hear you and then at some point we kind of lose you, like if you would like completely go away from the mic, like.
Yeah, so the thing is, you were changing something about fading out the background noises, so I guess part of this was increasing the threshold for the input the mic is capturing, and you have it a bit too high, which means if you go a bit lower in voice, it also cuts that out.
So you can only hear once I continuously talk. Yes, but if I start...
when you can, yeah, on a continuous volume level, like, and if you then go a bit like less intense, then it cuts off.
Got you. Let me change a bit.
Like the okay was barely hearable, for example.
Okay, how about this now?
Yeah, it's better if you continuously speak like strong or just lower the threshold a bit.
Okay, yeah. Thanks everybody who joined. And if you find my voice too annoying, please let us know. Do you have any hearing problems? Okay, where were we? So you have had it as a party all the way to the Olympus Fortress, and in the morning of the next day, Farvald had a conversation with his shield, specifically with a soul shard that has been used while the shield was created. And the soul belonged to a famous General Brados. And you have learned more about him, his personality, his what he wants, what he wishes. And I think that was the most complete conversation you ever had with him for the past 80 sessions. As Farvald is carrying the shield around. Long story short, you have he has his alter ego in the Olympus Fortress. His dark side of his soul still being trapped to this world, just like him. Even though he's trapped in the shield and his alter ego is trapped in the fortress. And he has asked you to kind of like face his alter ego and to make this encounter easier. He also offered you several options to do. Do you remember which were those?
Yeah, 3 options, I think. So the first one was to basically clear the place of all the lost and wandering souls. Kind of similar phrasing. Second one was to find specific items which belonged to his, well, not Benderman, but to his close comrades who died there. We had a more detailed discussion about what those items are. I still have some notes on that. And both of those would help us, like in the third and final step, to, well, face his ego, his alter ego, negative ego, his other him. His other him, that was a German thing to say. You know what I mean?
Can you say it? How's in German? Let's learn a bit of it.
Sein anderes Ich. That's how I would say it in German. Sein anderes Ich. His other I. His other him. Whatever.
In Russian, there's pretty much the same phrase. Is there such a phrase in Spanish as well?
I don't think I've ever used that. Mi
I
otro
don't-
yo.
Mi otro yo? No.
I've heard that, but I don't really use it. Like, I don't have such problems, right? So, yeah.
Dave has only one self. Yes.
It's about philosophy.
Or who knows?
One self undivided. Cool. Yeah, that's exactly right. Harvard, you have conversed with Bratos, and then later on, after that conversation, on the way to the fortress, Sas has noticed how a small portal has reappeared, and a small but nimble figure has dropped to the ground from this portal. This is how the party has reunited with Polo Bandavax, the famous headhunter from the Denver, who has recently been more religious than he has ever been before in all his life. That's maybe the influence of the party that he has joined, specifically Power Rangers. You have interchanged your experiences while you were on different paths. Yes, and now, yeah, Gebhardt, you're controlling two characters, and yeah, you are party of four. You don't have anyone else, like side characters joining you on this quest. It's only you four. And as you were getting closer to the fortress itself, you also haven't seen anyone or anything. We ended our last game on the very fact that Farvald started for the first time feel what it is to be a dwarf. You can see in the maps and lore channel the glorious picture of a mustache that Farvald has seemed to be grown overnight. So far, it's just that, but that's the best representation.
So he brings the same attitude like this character here. Like he's pretty happy about this
you
new
tell
achievement.
us how does the
or
Farvald feel?
I don't know how the amulet works. Is this a genuine Farwald reaction or is it amulet influenced?
Amulet only influences your facial appearance a bit.
Okay,
Doesn't
so
impact your
Farwald is a
soul.
bit. Yeah, so Farwald is a bit annoyed by it, and he's not the biggest fan of his mustache for now. He just takes it as a necessary evil.
We have a lot of necessary evil in this world, in this and in this year as well. So this is one of them. Yes, and we also ended our last game that you decided to make a small scouting mission. Sas plus Paula, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So, and then you planned to return to the camp. So now we have a party split a bit, and yeah, we're going to join between one another shortly. So let's do first Sas and Polo. Do you have your character sheets open?
Yeah.
Be confident everything is all right. Okay. So, as you are entering the inner, you're going through the massive cracks in the wall of the citadel that has been standing there for eons. The closer you get to the walls, the more massive and thicker it seems, the more impenetrable this fortress seems like to you. You realize that this place, in its former time of glory, probably could have withstanded such a siege that nowadays the walls of Denver, the capital of Tithir, wouldn't be able to handle. But everything is now in disarray. You can clearly see how most of the guarding towers of the castle have been lying in ruins, and only one of them is still somewhat standing. The marble material that was giving the shiny, bright color and look to the walls before in times, now completely dimmed down and is full of dust, dirt, and moss. I will be posting in Maps and Lore a picture of the general conditions of the walls and the surrounding remaining of buildings that you observe on the inner side and also on the outer walls. Can you see? Okay, brilliant. Currently, it's about you met with Polo, and now it's already late afternoon. So it's about 5 p.m. in the day. So you know that once the shadows will go into their full power, you would need to still a couple more hours. But also in your last conversations with the party, you didn't want to go there in a complete darkness at night. You still wanted to go there while there's still a bit of a light. So, Polo and Sas, do you would like to do anything specifically as you are going through this massive crack in the wall to the inner area of the citadel? You're currently walking hand in hand.
I mean, hand in hand. Okay. So we wanted to go back before it turns dark, right? That's what we said last time?
That's
Just to
what you said
clarify?
last time, yes. You didn't want to go deep, you wanted
Okay.
just a quick walk in, walk out in a way.
Mhm.
And you are two of the best people in the party to do this.
I mean, we try to be super. I mean, we try to do super sneaky. We try to. I mean, speaking for Polo, he's trying to use the shadows and every cover he can. So he's aware that they're entering like a hostile or potentially hostile place. Not trying to draw any attention, leave any marks, create any noises. Yeah, I think that's it for Polo.
Okay, perfect. Sas, anything from you?
Do we need?
Any preparations? Anything you would like to do specifically? Anything you want to?
No, nothing
attention?
specific. No. I want to find the signs of someone living here. I'm interested why people haven't repaired the fortress. What is wrong with it?
Okay, good. Perfect. Then I would like you both to roll for stealth for me first. And then Sas would roll for perception on top of that.
And then what?
Sus.
24.
You have advantage on stealth.
Yes, because we're moving silently without making any sounds.
23.
See here a bit of a competition.
I also have advantage because boots of elvenkind.
The same reason, yeah. You both have.
Same.
Okay,
If we
lovely.
make it a competition, we should take the average of the advantage roll.
It's still above 20. Quite for me.
Kidding.
Then I would like you both to also, then both, because you are being attentive, and Polo, he is quite an investigator himself, so it makes sense if you both roll either perception or investigation. Your choice.
Perception. 17 for Polo.
25.
Okay, cool. So your stealth is enough for you to go through the main outer wall of the castle, through, and as you go and you notice how dense is its thickness. It's approximately at least 4 meters wide, and probably could be even more. This massive crack you're walking through probably has been caused by some massive explosion. You're not sure if it was magical in nature or maybe somebody brought enough TNT back in time, but that has been massive, and you definitely don't want to be nearby whenever something like this happens to you. As you're walking in, I posted in Maps and Lore another picture of
Bless you.
Bless you.
That's an interesting picture topic.
interesting what? Ah.
No, it's just the timing said. You see a picture of. Sorry, I have a childish humor. I admit it. Using the break, can we have music, or is this currently exceeding our technical capacities?
There is
We
music.
do have music.
What? I don't have music.
Then you
You're
didn't join the
still in
general
Discord.
channel like as usual.
Still in Discord.
No, I was outside of Discord. I opened Discord just to check things.
You have
need
to
to
be also
be
on
in
Discord. You
Discord.
have to join the voice channel.
Just join the channel and then click mute.
Ah.
This is where we get our general music.
It's not musicking for me. It's fine. I'll figure it out by myself. It's
Neither
probably
bot
about it.
It's a
volume.
really nice music. You're missing a lot.
Don't do this.
No, I'm just kidding. It's normal music.
What do you mean you're kidding?
No, but it's fine. It's about.
I mean, I don't want to say how good it is, right? Like,
Yeah, please don't.
How is my voice up until this moment?
basically,
I have the music.
should we be honest or should we be
Of course, honest. We are
understanding?
live on stream.
It's still going up and down.
It's like nothing changed. It's still cuts off half your voice when you don't speak like on higher volumes. The music is fitting your face.
Changing the noise removal. Hear me clapping?
Yes, loud and clear. Very, very loud and very clear. Very loud.
Not anymore. The last two we didn't hear.
But the voice?
No, we can't even. Well,
1, 2, 1.
continue talking. Say something longer. I don't know. It's doing the same. It's doing the same.
The noise reduction is too aggressive. The background noise reduction is too
Okay,
aggressive.
removing any
You have to be
noise
screaming all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now you should hear everything all the way.
The first time you said it, No. After you said
What are you
clicks,
doing?
whatever. After you said clicks, whatever 10 words followed, we just saw your lips moving and didn't hear a thing.
Even now? Really? Can you hear the police? Okay, there.
Just
No.
speak to the microphone. Into the microphone.
Last time I spoke to microphone, it was too
There's no. Now we hear the police.
That's exactly.
I never heard
So
the
probably
police.
Okay, enabling a bit of.
Yeah.
Media broadcast, yes.
It's really.
I feel like it's either you're whispering or you're shouting in my ear. It's either too loud or too silent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing either of
Mm.
those. My gain is on all-time low. Can you still hear me? Can you still
Yes,
hear
and sometimes very loud and then very.
me? Okay,
Yeah,
let me-
very loud. Very loud. I just.
You don't want me to.
You
Where
should
can I
ask.
turn down your volume?
You're gonna do the microphone thing again.
No, I
Maybe
need
Maybe
you.
it's gonna be better.
You can reduce his volume on a thingy, on the web thingy.
Actually, yes.
But at least he's not jumping.
If I'm getting closer to Mike, I'm
He
not
is.
jumping. Am I jumping? Don't tell me I'm jumping.
Just everything's fine. Just don't change anything.
Where
The thing
can
is,
I
we cannot
change
really
this
lie to
audio?
him, because if he always checks this stream after, and he will know that we would lie.
Of
So,
course, and I will be upset.
yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Where can I change his audio settings? I only see audio destination when I right click.
When you see my face, there's everybody
Yeah.
has their own personal sound.
Ah, the 3 dots. No, there's not. That's not it. Ah, there. Okay, it was easier than expected. Gotcha.
Okay, yes. So let me talk. Let me talk somehow. Let me talk something. Let me talk some nonsense. Sound check. I don't know.
Can you hear him
You
speak?
did it again.
Yes, I hear him speaking, but it's still the same thing happens. You don't hear him speaking anymore?
Okay,
I mean,
removing
it
any
depends.
noise
Like
from
when
it.
he lowers his voice. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Just close the window before the train comes. Don't let Laura clap in the background.
Every 8 minutes. Every 8 minutes.
I didn't expect it to be such a science in itself.
Yeah, right.
Everything is.
It's just audio and video. It should just work already for many years.
Guess not. Okay, now. How about now? Do you
Nothing
enjoy the sound
changed
of my
because-
voice?
Keep talking. No, talking, not clapping, talking.
I
Try-
can talk.
try
So
to-
I put the microphone further away. I put it further away. It's further away.
I don't
Then
hear
we
a
don't
single
hear
word you're
anything.
saying. We
Okay,
don't hear
now
a single word.
I get closer. It gets closer. The microphone gets closer. Gets into my face.
Yet now it's better. Now it's better.
Can you hear me? I
Yeah,
get
now
even
you're eating it.
closer.
Just eat it like last time. Eating it was okay.
I don't want to eat the microphone. Okay, let's do it like last time.
It's not always up to us.
Okay, eating the microphone now. How bad is that on the scale to 1 to 10?
I mean, people have been doing weirder things in streams. You're good.
Be honest,
Do you know
it's
this
not
ASMR
bad.
streams?
You look professional. Professional look.
Yeah, but what about here? It should look and hear, you know?
Yeah, you can make a shit ton of money with that.
What, we as ASMR leaking some fake
I think
plastic
actually we should
ears?
just change our stream category. We should change it from D&D to something like,
Hot
I don't
bus,
know,
hot tub.
see
I
people deal
suggested
with
it
audio
long time
issues
ago.
or so.
Then someone's gonna report that it's not the right category, right? Like there
Our
are
stream is
reports for
already
everything.
18 plus. So. Everything goes as long as we're not, I don't know, showing some guns into the camera.
But we're using some swords.
We're not allowed to show guns,
Yes, no guns.
but we
and
can talk about them because Polo's having a gun, right? Polo's having a shotgun.
He has blunderbuss. The
Just saying.
blunderbuss.
No. What? Ah, everyone was gone for a second. I feared for the worst, but it's fine.
Yes, I can see how your packet loss is coming back up. Okay, my voice. Well, it was about the voice, so we can continue. Can you hear me well? How much are you suffering?
No, it's okay. It's okay. No, I'm not. It's not like last time. So far.
Okay, let's try it maybe in an hour to maybe change something. Okay, let's keep on. So, Polo and Sas, you just rolled for stealth. Stealth is fine. You're not touching, not ruining any type of moss. Not a single piece of stone or rubble is moving extra under your feet. As you're walking through this massive crack into the wall inside of the Olympus Fortress. As per your observation, Sas, your first and foremost intention, of course, is you're looking for any signs of any presence. And was there anyone here recently? Any visitors? As I posted in the latest picture, this is how most of the fortress looks from the inside. So as you're passing the outer wall, you can finally see how the fortress looks from the inside. Through the passage of time and nature erosion, you see that most of the buildings that where they're standing on the inner yard of the fortress are either completely ruined or just maybe a bit of the walls are standing. The only buildings which are there still in somewhat, say, maybe not really livable, but they represent buildings, state, are the first floors that are attached to the city walls. You can notice that previously they were maybe 2-3 floors high, but the time has passed and everything, most of it except for ground floor, has crumbled to dust and to the erosion. So basically, in simple words, if you go by the wall, there should be a room or building attached to or just inside of that wall. That's why the walls were so thick. Some of them were accommodating rooms for personnel, for storage, for doing whatever they needed. So the room wasn't full 4 meter thick as you thought originally. It actually was thinner in some parts. Yep. Sas, with your roll of 21, was it? 25. Yes, with your roll of 25, you realize that recently something has been dragged through the very crack you're walking through and more into the middle of a camp. As your eyes are following these tracks ahead, you realize that maybe like 80 meters away from where you are, there seems to be lying a pack of, lying an object, maybe pack of clothes, maybe something. It looks in the human-shaped figure. You're too far away to actually identify it, but you notice that next to it, there was a campfire next to it. Generally, you don't notice any carriages, no horses. The air is still. Generally, the whole place is dead. So, and if you wouldn't really look for tracks, for signs, you wouldn't even identify that maybe somebody tried to set up a camping spot further into the depths of the inner yard of the fortress.
Polo,
Yeah.
what are we doing? Everything feels
I mean,
safe so far.
So on the inner side, you notice that the
Faith.
whole citadel has maybe like 300-400 meters in diameter, at least. So you can see the other side of the citadel as well, and you realize that actually nature, or maybe the former battle, has taken a bigger toll on their fortress. You basically came from a side where most of the defense lines are still fairly standing, right? Meanwhile, the other side of the citadel has suffered greater. Some entire sections of the wall and of those buildings, supporting buildings, are missing. You basically just seen a great facade of a previously greater citadel. Where would you like to head to?
I mean, does Polo notice what Sas is noticing? Not really, right? Sas had the higher perception.
Yeah, you both are there working in a team, so you also can notice the tracks, and soon your eyes of investigator have realized that the object has been dragged through the very crack that you're walking through, and yeah, about 80 meters from you, you realize that there was probably a campfire, or somebody tried to set up a camp there. And there is some object lying next to the former fire pit. You would need to get... It's not on fire. You do not see any smoke coming from it. It seems to be completely still and dark.
And the object was dragged in our direction where we came from.
Yes. It was dragged towards the campfire. So to the inside.
Okay, towards the camp. Okay.
Maybe it's like a dead bear or animal. Maybe there was some hunters camping here. Still doesn't look dangerous, but also I don't know where to look for danger. You as a, you have more experience with buildings and getting into buildings. Maybe you have a better understanding. What are we looking for? Maybe some hideout, maybe some hidden hut entrance, hidden entrance to some parts of the walls.
Wait a minute, let me... So, I mean, Polo is kind of aware by what the party shared with him, what we're looking for. And,
yes.
So he's kind of looking for more supernatural things, and in terms of, like, something demonish, fiendish, darkish, but more the magic side of things. And then thinking about it, he casts Detect Magic as a ritual spell. So it will take him some time to prepare that.
10 minutes.
Do we have 10 minutes?
Sure.
Cool. Then doing it as a ritual.
Detect Magic. What's the... Do you remember the distance of the spell?
Let me check. 30 feet.
Okay, so it's fairly
so,
close. The body lies away from you, if we go in feet, about 200 feet away from you. The object.
But it also says... What?
The object next to campfire and campfire itself is 200 feet away from you. Sas, please unmute.
That's... okay.
It's a body. I think I saw that it's a body.
Motherfucker.
Might be though an animal body or a humanoid body, but it's a body.
Maybe it's an undead, you know? He's just lying there and resting. The moment we get close, he stands up. I don't know.
So
Like, I feel better
enjoying
with the
good
detect
weather.
magic. You know, as an
Go
undead,
and
why
check.
would you not?
You are more into
Follow.
undead.
Polo, question to you. Can you please
Yes.
tell us how do those rituals nowadays look as you are addressing your deity powers?
I don't.
Is there any particular...
It's not like Polo's every time calling on his deity.
He does.
So wait, I have a question. So when casting a ritual, during that time, when the character is casting a ritual, would he be like deeply invested, like concentrating on a spell without noticing surroundings, or how would it be?
That's up to you. Somebody chooses to jump around the fire, and it's also a ritual spellcasting. Somebody
Okay.
tries to monotonously hum some melody. That's people have different way to concentrate.
Can't say I have the easiest deity to think about such things because it's not so defined. So bear with me. Okay, I think that would make sense. So Polo would so Polo's not the one to give up like his complete perception of his surroundings and the world around him to do one single thing. That's not how he works. So he constantly looks out. So his ritual is rather minimalistic in that sense. He just does like a, in this case, very long because 10 minutes sequence of thieves' cant with his left hand. So, a bit like in Naruto, you know, that thingy, with less speed. But it's so it doesn't make any noise. He doesn't have to hum anything, and it's not like he has to deeply be concentrated on one point of focus. That's what would make sense for him.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, I think you have some questions in private, and I'm trying to also answer you.
Yeah.
There, because it might affect what you
So
are
once Paul would, are you saying something? Yeah, sorry, it was just like very low key mumbling. I didn't get anything. I heard it, goddammit.
Yeah, I was saying just that I was trying to answer your questions that you wrote to me.
So once Paulo would be done, he would also cast a second spell, which is see invisibility. But only once he's done.
Also as a ritual?
Nah, I can't. I would, but I can't.
How long does it last?
1 hour. Detect magic though is 10 minutes only.
Okay.
The thing is about detect magic, it's not just about seeing things. So Apollo can actually sense the presence of magic within 30 feet. So it's radial, kind of, so you can sense it. It's not about vision. And it is also, so you can see a faint aura of things. And it can also go, I think, through... Wait, can it actually go through cover?
No, not really.
Only through very simple cover. It's not going to go
very
through
thin.
Yeah.
Through very thin.
Wait, the spell can penetrate most barriers, but it is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, or thin sheet of lead. But up to 3 feet of wood or dirt, so it actually goes through lots of stuff.
Yeah, 1 meter of wood. Everything is inside. 30 centimeters of stone you can see. So,
Mhm.
as Sas, as you're observing Polo casting these spells, Polo, the very first thing you notice, and that's exactly the reason why I mentioned that you see deeper of the stone of the walls around you. You realize that even though such a massive amount of time has passed since this fortress has been used, you realize that there are a lot of energy lines which previously have been part of one massive word. The complication, the whole picturesque of words that have been applied to these walls. Basically, it was one huge, not only physically erected fortress, but also magical fortress. So, getting through it also had to require, back then, when all the symbols and all the incantations and all the formulas were alive, it also took some effort. So you notice that they are all they probably belong to the Abjugation School of Magic, which is present here around you there. So that's probably where some words that would attack you back in case you trigger them. But as per now, you notice there is just a very, very, very faint glimmer of all those lines there. So they're not really active. This is just an echo of previous glory of the master who has created this defense.
But they're also not completely shut off, right? So when you say
in order for them to actually work and do what they were supposed to, they need to be in unison. All the lines need to be non-disturbed. Now it's just it's broken. It's destroyed. It's just the threads that once were one huge nice carpet.
Okay.
Seeing invisibility.
Yeah, I lets us know that so that he's aware.
And when you cast in the spell Seeing Invisibility, you look around yourself and you realize that over there where Sas has noticed a camp plate, you realize that there is a figure or something floating just above that body. Not vertically, but horizontally, just the same way as the body lays there. By this time, as you're like looking through, you realize this is a body, a humanoid. And there is some figure floating, hovering just above this body, looking at it. And yeah, you could only see it now on you.
That's creepy.
Visibility.
So this thing is only invisible, but it's not magical. That is kind of weird
about
in its
magical,
own way.
you're too far from it. But seeing invisibility, this is basically limited by your own vision. As far as I remember the spell, so we can just roll with it. Yeah. As far as you can see, this is far you can see.
Okay. Does Polo understand what type of figure this is, which is hovering on top of the body? Is it a humanoid? If so, what type?
By the way how translucent it is, it doesn't look to be material.
But human-shaped or different?
Partially, you could recognize some human shape, humanoid-like features. That may be
fiendish.
A soul. That may be a ghost. That may be something that doesn't have a material body.
Yeah, how to deal with ghosts? So, what can we do with ghosts? I'm asking Sas, and I'm telling him that there's
asking Monk,
ghost.
what do we do?
No, that's not how he does it. So there's a ghost, there's a soul lingering there. Just FYI.
Okay, there's a goal. We're not going there.
What?
We
No,
don't
that's
need
the
anything.
approach.
So from the entrance that you
Why?
entered the wall crack,
Okay, right. We're just
Correct.
scouting.
there are rooms and there are ground floor buildings. There's a ground floor of buildings both on the left side and the right side, and you notice they go kind of in the semicircular shape, as if they would be by the former walls of the fortress. In some place, they're missing some part of the columns, some roofing. Sometimes they're missing entirely the whole sections with a part of the wall. So yeah, there's some buildings on the left and on the right of you. Yeah. In order to see what's there, you actually would need to walk in and walk around through them or next to them.
Do we go left or right?
I follow you. You know better about buildings and how to climb them. What looks like maybe an important building, maybe armory. We don't need to go to the kitchen. What looks more like
You both can see
building
that on the
with
left
heavy
side,
walls?
if you go to the left side, it would lead to one of the towers, to the one and only tower that is still not crumbling, unlike all others, the guard tower. That would be on the left.
And is there any way that would lead, like, maybe downwards? Like, let's say there are like some catacombs or so.
Not that you can see, but you're certain that those buildings on the left and right that probably would have entrances to cellar or underground floor. The citadel of this size definitely would have underground floor.
Then I guess we should go for the tower. So let's first try to investigate the highest point of the city and then the lowest point if we can reach either one. Whatever is important is going to be at either one. So yeah, then going left.
We can go to the yes. We can even climb it from the outside.
Yeah, actually everything that makes the way shorter, easier, gives us a better vision about things, looks like the safer path. In that case, we would always climb.
Rafe, back in the camp. You're currently standing there tending to the Pegasus. That definitely seem to be like has missed human presence. Or humanoid presence, as you have left him in this mausoleum and ordered him very strictly to stay on the top of statue. That he's not eaten, kidnapped, or anything happens to him. So he's like very, very like looking for your attention. How do you react?
Yeah, I'm being nice. Petting him a little bit, like I do in Hogwarts Legacy with all the magical creatures I've already rescued. Yes.
Okay, please roll for us animal handling with advantage.
Oh. Okay. Thank you for the advantage. I need it.
What? Is this that kind of a game? With these rolls?
Oh my god.
We need
yes.
to fight.
I hope we don't fight a lot today.
Okay, what's the result?
It's fine.
13.
13. Okay. Yeah. Of course, you're giving some of your infernal love to the creature. And of course, you could be gentler, but I guess he is ready to take anything that comes his way. Izugo, of course, is fairly happy.
After all, I'm gonna leave him behind pretty soon, so yeah.
Maybe he feels that. Like trying to get more attention from you. He was also fairly...
He knows that it's only... I hope that he feels that it's for his safety, right?
just a loyal animal, loyal beast. Farvald, as you are tending currently to the camp and to your own armor, yeah, you haven't heard anything from Polo or Sas the last half an hour. You see how Rafe is kind of like not keeping track of anything what's happening around, mostly tending to an animal. What would you do while you are there? You also try to recall your conversations with Brados. You just remember it's fresh in your memory. You're muted. Can you hear you? Please don't tell me.
So what do I remember?
Do you remember?
Should I roll for it?
You remember everything. You know that his presence, he is with you. He is next to you. You know he promised to...
Okay, perfect. I act in accordance with my memories. Based on what I know. No, okay, so I don't remember anything particular. So he's with us and yeah, right. Talking to him. I call on him. Because now he's closer to the source of the source of his banishment, the point of his defeat. He will have better memory, as we all do, and he can tell us more things.
Instead of reappearing like he would do in the early morning, you only hear this mild whisper. You're addressing him with your concerns. Rafe, you can also hear this whisper, and it doesn't seem to be the farmer. And the whisper says, "This place is darker than I have left it. But one could say that I have never left." Seems to have some existential crisis questions. Right?
Okay, so what changed?
You should have seen this place back in its former glory. The towers, the banners of noble lords were proud of having their sons serving on the northern or eastern bastion. Yes, I also, must admit, wanted to serve here. Instead, no, just a dead reminder
did
of
he have
my
to admit?
own sins.
What did he have to admit? I didn't hear that.
You didn't hear anything of what I said, yes?
No, just partially not. Just partially not.
Okay, that's getting worse, yes? Is it getting worse?
No, it's like you just have to constantly speak at a certain level, at a certain volume, and then we'll be fine.
So that my microphone is satisfied, yes?
Yes, you need to satisfy your microphone.
Well said, sir, well said.
I'm just using your words.
Debated you into saying that. Okay, so basically he was quickly telling you that this fortress itself and bastions of it, they have their own history, and it was very prominent among nobility, and they even wanted to send their sons and relatives to serve into this fortress. And there was a bit of a rivalry between different battalions stationed in different parts of the citadel, and he himself, in his early career, also wanted to. But now it's just a dead reminder of his own sin.
Is there any chance we can return this place to its former glory?
It is. He pauses for a second and says, even back in, I don't know how the kingdom fares nowadays, But even back there, it was standing on a very prominent trading path from north to east, from south to west. Maybe messed up the direction, but it doesn't matter. From north to south, to west to east.
West, yes, that's correct.
So they went in parallel past the Olympus Fortress.
That as well, yes. You could
That's
also go
interesting.
parallel to the fortress. Yes, and definitely this kind of plot of land, unless something catastrophic happens, would definitely find those who would be interested to settle in here. It has a strategic advantage. That's the reason why the fortress was erected here in the first place.
Guys, we need real estate. You know, just imagine we could have this. It's like perfect. It has a perfect position for a strategical trait. It's a stronghold. We can just rent it out, you know, to some duke or so to make money at first, and once we have enough money to invest, then we kick him out and we build our own stuff there, you know.
So technically the whole land belongs to the duke. So, but if you clear it out, you could make a deal with him.
Exactly.
Makes sense. You can see that during your trip over here, you haven't seen a single living soul. And also, Polo, as a very much a local dude, knows that most of the caravans and the people and hunters, they are trying to avoid getting close to this place. Only their devils, adventure guild members, and others looking for riches and fortune, getting close, getting. Common folk is avoided. Of course, that's bad for the crown, bad for the state. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of. No. Too much to handle for now.
OBS reconnected successfully. Back. We are back live.
Yay.
So as you're asking him this question, he's saying, I wasn't a stonemason in life. My craft was to destroy, kill.
Okay.
Fine, we'll make a museum and charge people for going in.
That's like you dare to go into the haunted fortress, then we don't even have to clear it out. 10 gold up front, and we keep
Just
whatever
charge the
possessions
body.
you leave. Okay.
Totally doable.
No, good. So this is everything this shield spirit is telling Farwald, or
For now, yes. He
Does
says
he-
you need to be more attentive. Please do not misunderstand the calmness for safety.
Okay, so
Kind of sleep or something.
now I mean we have to stand guard since Rafe is right now attending to her Pegasus. I think Farwald is gonna take this note serious and look out. Stand watch.
Okay. So forward to the
As
witch.
the good perceiver he is.
We're jumping back to Sas. Sas, you're standing in Polo.
Wait.
Things are happening in the
Maybe
same time.
this is the time.
Sas, you with us?
No, okay, all good.
Yes.
Okay, so Sas, you see this lonely tower on the left side of the crack you entered. Is this the direction you're going? Do you plan to climb and ascend the tower by the outer walls? You just discussed.
Ola, let's do the climbing competition. Whoever goes to the top first wins all the gold inside the tower.
It's tempting, but let's really try to be stealthy while doing so.
Yes.
Okay, so we climb. We do the acrobatics, I think that is right.
Okay, so
26?
Not really.
What not really? Really?
Thus, as you can observe, you're both getting closer to this wall of the tower. As you're getting past those buildings, you can see plenty of cracks inside of them, and but you do not see any movement. Thus, as you're getting closer to the tower, you realize, and as you're trying to climb it, there is this thick layer of dust, dirt, and moss over there that would make the ascension a bit more tricky than you have expected first. Sas, are you going to do what
Is it
I'm
the surface?
thinking you're going to do? Yes.
So what's the problem? My feet are literally, 90 degrees sticking into the walls, and I'm walking. My muscle on my toes, they're powerful enough to grab the stone and everything on it.
So, Paulo, what was your role for acrobatic? No, should be athletic.
26. It was always acrobatics for Polo, which is why I skilled it. Every time it was about climbing.
Okay, it's fine. As you're starting to masterfully look for places and cracks where you can safely ascend, you hear how, after a quick breathe out, Sas suddenly takes a bit of a sprint and just starts running up the wall right next to you. So, and of course his running speed is no match to your climbing speed, because he's literally walking on a stone. So he gets the advantage of 50 feet easily ahead of you. After that, so Sas, you cannot run forever.
What? How? What's his running speed? Is his running speed like 80?
Use my iPhone to dash, so it's 100 feet.
Yeah, okay, you can't dash when you're climbing, right?
He can
know.
No, I mean, like, he's running, but I mean, can Polo also dash while climbing?
That's an interesting, good question. I would say probably no. Generally, the climbing
thanks for the build up. Interesting questions. I'd say no.
I would roll from the top of my head now, but we can check it later on. No problem.
Sure. No, it's fine.
So you can see how like he was already like 2 floors above you there, and you're just grunting like there, trying to carefully. At the same time, you know for certain that the way how you ascend, Paula, you're still keeping your stealth on. So, Sas, as you are reaching all the way to the 4th floor, it's time for you to actually do some acrobatics to reach higher. So please roll for acrobatics. And also switch on your camera.
11. That's fine. I can fall down. There's nothing wrong with it. Maybe I will lose, actually. But I will fall down silently because I have shoes of silent walking.
Do you fall on your shoes?
Yeah.
So it's basically the same as in a tale between tortoise and a rabbit. So tortoise is like very calmly and confidently getting up. Meanwhile, you notice how Sas at some moment kind of like slips, and then he tries to like put his hands onto the wall. But this moss, even though it's growing in the wall, it's not really confident surface to really grab. So he starts to slide down by the wall, and he loses 1 floor advantage to you, Polo. So there is just now 20 feet difference between you two. So yeah, let's see one more acrobatics roll for you both. And yeah, if the distance, if you roll 15 more than Sas, then you can actually take over here.
I did. 27.
Sas, what's your roll for acrobatics?
27.
Okay, so this is what happens. Sas, you were like still trying to regain your balance and maybe sliding a bit more down. Meanwhile, Polo with a confident, he's like thief fingers, like climbing all the way up. And some moment he's bypassing you, and then you realize that you are losing this bet, and you're trying to more like in panically like get up higher up, but the momentum is already gone. Polo is overtaking you and getting on the top floor of the tower first. Then Sas, you're following and climbing the tower right after him.
All the riches in the tower are mine.
Yep.
Yep.
Everything we find.
That's the only thing he said.
Let's see if we find some first, and then we can.
So, Polo, as you're starting to look around the whole fortress, you realize that you actually have taken a very advantageous position, because you can see now both on the outer side of the walls where your camp have left with Rafe and Farwell, as well as inside of the fortress. This is the highest point of the whole fortress, which is still gives a good view. Of course, please don't try the jump of faith like Assassin's Creed from here, unless you are maybe a monk. So yeah, climbing down takes some effort as well. But
They don't have fall damage, or?
Sas, tell us. So monks have resistance to fall in a way.
Sas?
They can fall.
Wow.
They can do Assassin's Creed, nothing.
Resistance to falling damage.
It's
But not immunity.
Just
I
a simple
resist the fall. I reject the damage when I fall.
So
no,
if you
I'm not gonna.
if you drop like 1 kilometer, you're probably still alive. Barely, but still.
Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
No.
What's the resistance good
I'm
for then?
telling you right now, no. The answer is no.
Okay. Well, good. We are in an advantage position.
Yes. So as you're looking around, it's very easy for you to spot Rafe and the camp, and you realize that your camp is fairly exposed, but there is no campfire or anything or smoke coming from there. You notice how Farwell is attentively walking around with his sword at the ready and kind of looking at all directions. Meanwhile, Rafe is standing to the horse. And as you're looking a different direction inside of the fortress, Paula, it has been less than an hour since you cast See Invisibility. And you now realize that from your advantageous position, you see that in some of the buildings, there are silhouettes of similarly looking, translucent, invisible things. Let's call them things for now. Because Sas didn't raise the voice, didn't point you, so he doesn't see those. Sas, the fresh.
So how
the wind is
many
fresh.
can Polo count?
at least a dozen from your current position. You notice that the one figure that was
Okay.
towering above the body didn't move a bit. It just looks directly in the body. But from this place, you can better see the body. It seems to be somebody who is wearing hunting clothes. There is a dagger and a bow to his left side. He has a bag with supplies on his right. He lies down on the ground, but it's not a position of a person who was just sleeping or resting. Rather, it's a position of a person who has been dragged with his legs to that spot.
Yeah, not creepy at all. So the other silhouettes, are they also kind of hovering, like not vertically and looking down on something? So can I assume all of them are looking down to a body, just like this one?
Some, yes, there are a couple more who also, they're not horizontally looking, they're just like staring in the same direction, looking at the body. I mean, the others, they seem to be aimlessly wandering and moving around, sometimes going through the walls of still remaining buildings, appearing and disappearing. It's hard for you to actually identify if that's the same creature or not, because they seem to be looking exactly the same. They do not have unique features on them.
Oh, Paul, this looks really safe around here. Should we start a campfire on top of this tower?
Sas.
Nope, not at all.
Sas.
No?
As
What?
you're looking through
What
the
happened?
tower, you notice that if you continue walking by the left wall, there seems to be a place which has a banner of the. You've previously seen this symbol before, especially now when you travel to Danodan's statue. It's this personal symbol, the personal banner of Danodan himself. And it seems to be engraved on the wall there, and it has about 2 meters wide. In front of it, there is a large empty plot of land, but now, since you have been just to the massive graveyard, you realize that this place is also where the dead found their rest. So there is a banner on the wall with the Danodan symbol. In front of it, there is at least several dozen of burial stones.
Complicated. I don't see anything. I see it's quiet.
Quiet, yes. Only thing you can hear is Polo breathing.
What are we doing?
So Paulo is sharing what he's seeing, and tells us all about those hovering ghosts and that they're invisible. That's kind of dangerous, right? Because if you can't see it, you cannot find it. Yeah. So we should not draw any attention. And if users feel something weird, let Polo know immediately, and vice versa. Like, we might just get possessed. Not sure if you're familiar with this, but Polo heard strange things about it.
Can't fight invisible things. I don't have anything for that. Well, I don't know if there's a lot of ghosts everywhere. We're not
Polo,
gonna fight them.
you also notice that
I can't.
minor graveyard that Sas has been attentively looking at. But he didn't tell you anything about it.
That's interesting.
But you have no idea about Danodan's symbol. Yeah, you don't know what's it about. It seems to be just a graveyard organized on the inner side of the wall.
Okay, then if Paulo doesn't realize anything about that, he wouldn't pay much attention.
You can roll for history, and we can see how much was your education worth.
I mean, Paulo knows something about the bigger plot, so it's not the first time he encounters the name of Danudan and stuff like this, right?
That makes it definitely easier for him.
So advantage, or
No.
how does it make it easier for him?
Your difficulty
13.
roll is
15, I guess.
so as you're seeing this massive banner engraved on the wall, and it seems to be very familiar to you. So as you're pointed to Sas, you think that this kind of symbol is probably memorable and maybe somebody knows what it's about. It's quite noticeable. But on the top of your head, personally, by your own, you do not recall where you've seen it or you've heard it. So you would need to just ask someone.
Yeah, okay, so I pointed it and asked us, hey, what about this? This looks like a very important symbol over there in this, what is that, tiny graveyard? Or do you know anything about that?
This is the Danudan symbol, but I don't know anything about graveyard. There's some stones, but how recent they are, or I have no idea. I don't want to go there.
Everything is
Yeah,
old
no,
in
that's
this
that's
place.
not.
weakness.
Everything in this place is old except for still not rotting place of a humanoid that has been dragged to a place that's the
TM,
campfire.
Can I do something?
Absolutely.
Polo, how about I'm gonna throw a stone and we see if those ghosts hear anything?
What if they do?
They will hear stone somewhere 100 feet away falling down.
They will see where the stone came from.
No, how can you trace a small piece of stone that just...
Okay, I suggest you take a small piece of stone and then you throw it like really hard. So, you know, like not in a slow, long arch, but like so that they cannot really understand where it came from.
Yes, like to the other side of the fortress, to the opposite tower.
Maybe you can throw it on the body of the ghost we first saw, because then we understand that if it can look into this plane, it must be able to see it.
We can try to
because it's yeah. Wait, if it's about aiming, is that a sleight of hand thingy? Because then maybe Polo wants to do it.
Pure athletic.
Maybe Polo still wants to do it. Wait, athletic?
Yes.
Throwing a stone? Okay, Polo does not want to do that.
Let's see if we need to roll for level 13 monk to throw a small stone.
You want to throw it precise, right? Not just... Or you do just
Maybe
want to
trying
throw it
hard.
somewhere. Then you do
Plus minus 5 to 10 feet within the body range that I see.
Yeah, in that
That
case
maybe
you don't need to roll. You are fairly capable to throw a stone, and you're strong enough with your strength of 19 to do that. Okay, so Polo, you can observe how Sas is finding a small piece of rubble top of the tower. He takes a quick aim and then throw the stone. Instead of going it by the wide, high up ballistic arc, goes almost directly, almost like a crossbow bolt, into the area where the body was lying down. It hits next on the left side of the body, not far away from her head, and rolls a couple more meters further on. You realize that the thing that was hovering above the body, it seems to be kind of like a spooked. It looks next to the stone how it rolls, and it starts.
We duck.
Yeah, you duck, and it starts to move away from the body, and goes to that stone and starts to look at it exactly from the same position, hovering horizontally. None of the other beings seems to get closer to.
Oh, do you see anything?
As you're
Yeah,
keeping your breath,
so actually it's...
about 1 minute later, that hovering creature gets back and hovers above the dead body again.
So I tells us what I saw, but now the question is, did the spirit actually kill the body and drag it there, or did something else kill the body and the spirit is just the spirit from the body? And it's like,
Good question.
you know, maybe
Very good
the
question.
spirit itself is not hostile and the cause of death is something else. But maybe it is the cause of the death. It's
We
tough
don't
to
even
say.
see the spirit, man. We don't know. Everything is quiet here.
I just, you know,
I can't see.
yeah, but you know, sometimes you have a conversation to project your own thoughts onto someone else so that you can think about them yourself. That's what Polo does. It's kind of
So,
just mumbling it.
would you like to go closer to the body, or maybe closer to the graveyard, or go back to the camp? Or you want to stay in the spot where you're at?
Well, we can signal them to come to us.
Can they?
Fly,
You
Pegasus.
definitely would be able to attract their attention, yes.
I don't think that's a good idea. Like, we wanted to go, so the idea is we scout until it's night, right? And once it's night, we go back, we retrieve, and wait for it to be daytime again. Then we go back in because we know whatever is there, it's gonna be stronger in the night time, right? We want to pick our fights. Plus, we probably cannot communicate to the shield in the night. At least usually it would work during the day. Do we want to stick to that, or do we just be like, fuck it, let's go in?
I don't want to go in. I don't even see them. So.
Okay. Then maybe we should check out the graveyard. Because I mean, what we're trying to find here, we're trying to find important rooms where there might be lots of loot, plus points of interest where there are those items from the, you know, from the brother's friends. And we haven't accomplished any of those yet. So maybe we keep looking until we find either one. That fine?
I was only looking for hostiles. We found some. I mean, if we go down and we see some graves, I don't know what that means. Like, okay, there's a grave there. We're not gonna start digging it or nothing like that.
Not yet.
Thus,
Let's see.
you get inspiration for this roleplay, for the intelligence
What?
-1 roleplay.
Okay, DM is hinting that there's nothing to do with the graves, maybe. I'm not digging any graves anyway.
I think we should dig the graves.
Okay, you can do that. Okay.
Not now.
I'm
In the
gonna
morning.
guard, but I'm not gonna see anyone approaching because I can't see ghosts. I can't
mean,
see them. It happened to me
yeah,
recently.
Okay.
We were not, but we fighting
So,
ghosts.
what do you decide? You stay on a spot, you go back to the camp, you go to the graves, or something else?
So is there anything? So we're like on top of the highest tower, right?
Yeah.
Was there anything inside the tower which we could see?
You notice that there has been like a pathway down to a lower floor of a tower, to a lower, like a basement level. But at this moment, the ladder has already collapsed. So there's like the outer level but the ladder inside is broken, so you would need to just climb down. Of course, you can go, but just as you can see on the pictures and maps on lower channel, the top floors has been eroded the most. So if anything that has been ever there probably has decayed just by the sake of time. That definitely applies to the floor right under you and probably to the one before, but yeah, further than 2 floors down you do not see. The tower is 5 stories high.
Actually, I think Paulo would like to draw like a quick sketch, like a map of more or less of the fortress, and then locate the spirits where he sees them, because from here he can see lots, like at least a dozen, right? And just to locate them.
Yeah. You quickly make a sketch of everything that you see around, including the locations of spirits who seems to be periodically changing their locations, except the one above the body. Yeah, it takes you a minute or two.
I say we go back. There's nothing to risk our lives.
No, we don't have to risk our lives. It's just maybe it's worth it to check out the graveyard. Like, we know we deal like with dark beings and stuff, and the graveyard would kind of be a hub for some of them. Plus, we have still no clue at all where we find those items, and we need to find like five items, I think. So we'll spend quite some time in there if we have no clue where we're going to. So any information would help us. Is there any way of upcasting see invisibility so that you can share it with another person? Not really,
is
right?
it mentioned in the spell? Rave, do you also have that spell?
Nah, not really.
You have see invisibility?
No, I don't.
No, it's not upcastable, unfortunately. That would be so helpful. But no. Okay. Then the moment, then I just suggest we quickly go to the graveyard, and the moment the spell runs out, see invisibility, Paulo would cast it again.
Yeah, there is a bit of time for you still to reach.
Okay, I can get us down really quick, or we can climb down. But again, I'm not going to be able to see any enemies approaching.
I mean, as long as it doesn't include any falling damage, Paulo's fine with that. If you can take him down quickly.
Yeah, Sas, please describe us how you do that.
So the Paulo can sit on the back, and we're gonna run down the wall. And silently.
That was really your plan? I thought you were doing something more than that.
Silently landing.
I thought we were shadow stepping or so. But
I cannot shadow step you. I can shadow step myself.
Which includes falling damage, which means I'm not in favor.
No falling damage. No damage. We land. That's it. Like a Batman.
Okay, I would say that...
that's good.
Yeah, I think that's totally possible. You don't need to roll for that. So you quickly, like, almost slide down by the wall. And you get down on the first floor. Of course, both of you are very agile and kind of used to this kind of traversing. If there would be anyone else with you, like Farwald, they would have issues.
I mean, Sas would have issues carrying Farwald in the first place. I think.
I mean, Sas is carrying Rave around and carrying now Paulo.
It's like playtime.
Yeah, but Farwald, he has like a half plate adamantium armor on his body, and he has another half plate armor in his backpack and other stuff. So he classifies as heavy, I think. But yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're both on the ground floor. Would you like to get to the cemetery?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's go to the cemetery, and Paulo will probably go first and then try to spot anything that would be invisible and try to evade that, not cross anything's path.
The fact that you have the spell on makes it very easy for you to spot that in some places those weightless and seemingly unattentive gusts of air, but they seem to be manifesting to be spirits of a kind. You're able to avoid them or getting closer to them, at least by 50 feet range. You manage to keep your distance. They don't seem to bother or look at your direction at all. As you're getting closer to the cemetery site, though, you realize that some of the gravestones, they have been turned. Some of the gravestones have been eroded and now just like lying there in pieces. Some of them are still standing strong. As you're getting closer, you recognize that this place, some time ago, probably was created as a copy of the previous Fortress Glory. It was a good, maybe honorary type of cemetery, per se. You're trying to read the names or identification that has been written on those stones, but the pace of time doesn't leave that opportunity to you. Please, both of you, roll for investigation.
Okay. 13.
Rich? Okay, Sas is just breathing you in the neck. Doing whatever you are doing. You are the great
Can't read,
investigator.
I don't know.
Can't read. Pictures is too hard for me.
Investigation is. I'm not. Yeah, I can't read. It's 4.
Okay, so.
Like, we're equally bad in investigation with -1. It's a good thing that we're the guys doing the investigation part.
So I will post in maps and lore.
mission.
You needed to roll 10 or more. So your vision allows you to see the following symbols on the graves that haven't been eroded by time, but maybe a couple dozen more years and you won't be able to identify what's there. You can see that several of the graves have unique symbols on them. They are arrow, mace, horse knight, galleon, a guitar, trebuchet, and pikeman. At least this is the only graves that seems to be still standing, and they have some symbols drawn.
Damn it. I think that's not representing all of the friends from the brothers.
As you're trying
recognize
to
the
look
arrow.
around...
No, Paulo doesn't recognize anything. Paulo doesn't know. Farward would know. Paulo doesn't.
Okay, I guess you are also writing it down. Next
We
to
don't
the
hear
map.
you right now.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think it was just delay. That's good.
Okay. So yes, as you're
Okay.
doing that, Sas is
Writing
like looking at the pictures. That. Yes, he's scratching trying to clear out some of the graves, but to no result.
Wait, we're standing in the graveyard already?
Yeah, of course, you need to stand point blank to see what's drawn there on the gravestones. Because they are all covered with a thick layer of dust and moss.
We landed on one of the graves. Yeah.
No, you got there because Paulo was getting you there, trying to bypass all the ghosts.
Okay.
Oh, I hope you didn't miss the part. Carolina, did I miss that part? I didn't miss that.
Well, sure, no.
This sound, this microphone thing.
What?
It's killing me. Microphone problems are killing me.
It's fine, it's fine.
I'm gonna repeat everything now 2 times. I'm gonna repeat everything now 2 times.
There's a clock in the background, by the way. Someone is having a very loud clock.
It's mine. But I've always had it.
Ah. Sometimes it clocks, sometimes it doesn't. But it fits the atmosphere. It's good.
As you're rewriting the symbols on the graves, what do you do next?
I check if my spell is still on.
It would be expiring.
Detects see invisibility. Then I think
Grave,
I'll just
Grave.
rather recast it.
We're jumping back to the camp. Grave. It has been already about an hour since you last saw your party members. Yeah, you seem to have calmed the Pegasus down, and now he is no longer that demanding for your attention. You notice how nervously Farvald is walking around trying to keep his guard on the camp and all your stuff that you left around. Would you like to do anything? You notice this massive tall tower on the left side of the fortress, towering above the walls. But you do not see any signs of Sasov or Polo.
Well, I don't know if we talked before they left about if we don't come back in sometime, then get in and look for us.
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about.
Did we do that?
No, which is why Farvald is walking around restlessly, nervously. It's like, where the fuck are they?
Yeah, it's taking a long time, right? What do we do? Should we get in?
Yeah. I don't know, like, we agreed not to go in there at night, but if they don't come back, I think we have to start looking for them. It doesn't feel good.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I have half invisibility potions in case you want to be half invisible.
I mean, there are probably going to be ghosts or undead inside. I don't think that helps us, right? They don't rely so much on vision. They rather feel things, and
okay,
I don't know.
it could have been fun.
So let's give them like a few more minutes. How many minutes should we give them?
30 more minutes.
3. That's
30. 30.
30. Okay. Yeah. Okay. 30.
Yeah.
Okay,
With
yeah,
do you have
good.
a way to communicate with them? Like
I could scry on them.
No, but that.
But other than that, it's a 5th level spell slot. It feels like a lot.
Well, my message is like very low range, so it's only 120 feet.
I mean, you can try every now and then. Just like, is it a cantrip or?
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
You can just try it like every 5 minutes or so to see if they are coming close.
I will try to use it. I will try to use message. I'll try to message Saz.
You hear voices in my head. No, go away, ghosts.
I'll say, hey Saz, this is Ray. We're really worried. You've been out there for a long time. Do you need
help? Not listening to
okay? Oh,
you are ghosts.
I can still use it again with Polo. So I use.
Come and fight me, you invisible ghost. Okay. Or is it a recognizable Rave's voice? I don't know if talking in your
It has to
brain.
be.
Transmits the voice.
Yes.
It should be recognizable.
Okay.
But the question is if it reaches you, right?
I don't know.
What
No,
happened?
probably not. Because 100
Rafe.
feet is 20 meters.
Rafe, as you're using this spell, you feel this sudden urge of magical powers within of you. It seems to be a very familiar feeling to you, just like you experienced in the crypt of Epicus, where you were able to cast the spells wilder, stronger, and more confident. Something like this has just happened with the
just lose
spell that
someone?
you're casting. Yeah, Sas has just succumbed to the ghost.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Possessed.
yeah, you
Sas is no longer in your party.
yes. So Rafe, as you're casting this spell, you feel that this spell has something has changed with the way how the spell was supposed to work. But you are able to connect
Oh no.
with Sas. You're able to convey your messages.
Oh.
What are you saying?
Something has changed?
Do I know
So
exactly what
maybe-
changes?
Maybe your message was intercepted. Someone is listening. I mean, what else could it be?
I mean, it's not so bad, right? I just need to know if they're fine or not.
Yeah, so
I'm
what
not
are you
like
asking? And,
sharing any secrets. Yeah, he said, hey, Sas, this is Rave. You've been out for a long time. We're really worried. Are you okay? Do you need help?
Sas, your response? You muted. You're talking.
Yes, we don't need help, but they're everywhere. The invisible figures. You shouldn't come in. Only Paul can see them. Maybe he's crazy already. But we're safe for now. We'll be coming back in 10 minutes.
Okay. So I'll feel more relieved, and then I'm gonna tell Farwell what Sas told me. Yeah.
Rafe, as Sas is describing you what has just happened to them and that they're going to be back in 10 minutes, you are trying to mentally count how long of a distance can Sas traverse in 10 minutes. And you realize that the spell that you just used worked at a further distance that it's supposed to be.
That sounds great. I should start trying more cantrips. Let's see if more cantrips are doing the same.
Further? Wait, what? Ah, right, you had that feeling like back in the... You know? When we were in the grave, at the tiefling grave.
Yes. So it seems
So
like
this
I
is-
always get a different effect.
Yeah, but only in special places. Places which matter to your lineage, right? So something about this Olympus fortress is probably connected. So it's either like just a old place of magic or so, something like this, amplifying magic in certain ways, or there's something tieflingish about this place.
Or because
I guess.
It's about
me
Rafe.
signing. Yeah. Or maybe taking those books already did something. I mean, many things happened in that chamber, right?
Yeah,
Just the
maybe.
fact that we opened it could mean that I'm in some
mean, have
kind
you
of
been-
curse, but a nice curse.
I mean, have you been keeping reading in that book, or?
I'm not yet.
You could. I mean,
Yeah,
right
I
now,
would
Farwood
if
is.
we would sleep, rest.
I mean, Farwood is holding watch. Like, you can check your book, right?
No, we're waiting for Sas to come back.
Okay, back to Sas
Okay.
and Polo. Sas, you just had a radio communication with Rave. But as you're trying to look around, you know she has used this spell before. But you do not see her in your line of sight. By your prediction, she's supposed to be somewhere not far away from you, somewhere within the fortress walls. For that spell.
Sounds completely normal to me. Like nothing changed.
She's always having great magic, right?
What do you do next?
So
I'm looking
checked out the
around,
graveyard.
scared.
Sas, please roll for
I mean,
performance.
there's nothing.
Oh, it's genuine
Four.
scary. You are as confident as ever. Polo is not able to decipher that you're scared.
Ola, what's going on? What's going on? We're not gonna start digging, right? We need to come back.
So, I mean, we've been to the highest point. We've been kind of to this point of the grave yard, and maybe now we look for the lowest point in the fortress. What do you think? I mean, Porter would be up for it, but if you feel uncomfortable, we can just go back to the camp.
I don't feel comfortable because I don't see any danger. You are saying there is danger, so, and you're suggesting to go down deeper. So I think I want us to come back.
I
You
can be
might be
your
already
eyes.
possessed.
Maybe.
Better not to risk.
Follow me to the dark basement. Trust me.
yeah. Let's go deeper. Let's one more level.
Okay. But if you want, then we can go back to the camp.
What if we try
have-
to walk just straight through the main walkway without sneaking?
Then we will be seen by the ghosts, most likely, and they
And
might react. And they might
Yeah.
attack us, and you cannot see them. I don't know.
I can run away.
Worst case, but you don't know which direction. You might be running right into a ghost.
Towards our camp. Outside.
I mean, worst case, those ghosts are about possessing people, and then they would possess Polo, which means you cannot see the ghosts. And yeah, I don't know.
Okay, then let's sneak our way out.
I mean, we can try to pick a fight with them or provoke them if necessary, but let's maybe be in full numbers. And
Okay, Polo,
Maybe
if you wanna
Farwell. I think Farwell wanted to do this.
Polo, if you wanna see them, you need to recast the spell now.
I already did.
Okay.
Like,
Then everything is fine.
once you said, okay. Yeah, so then going back the shortest way, I guess. Oh, wow, wait. 1 second. Checking character sheet. Oh, yes, nice. So, I mean, while we take the way back, maybe let's just walk past some buildings of interest, and then Paulo can check if there's anything interesting inside. You know, maybe loot, stuff like that. Is that okay?
Everything looks rotten. No one's been here. Why would there be some loot? Everything looks abandoned. Like
I mean, it could be either loot or it could just be like those items we're looking for, because I feel like Polo wouldn't know, but we might just find something. Like, let's just not walk a straight line back, but like
You're good
kind
at
of a bit left and
investigating.
right.
You want to do investigation? You can try.
But on top of that, Paulo wants to use an item he hasn't been using in a long time. That's called the Ring of X-ray Vision. So he can see into and through solid matter. For 1 minute at least.
What if I run past the ghosts and you do investigation? So I will be the distraction.
Worst case, you get possessed.
No.
Best case, they follow you and you lead them to the party. Okay, that would be like average case. Best case would be they don't notice you. I think they noticed us.
I don't know what to do. I'm panicking.
Okay, it's fine. Let's just walk back, but not in a straight line. We walk a bit left, a bit right, check for interesting buildings, and if we are close to somewhere where Polo thinks there might be something of interest inside, he will use this Ring of X-ray Vision to take a look.
Of course, the most interesting building is the tower itself that you can find out. But that wouldn't be the closest path to the exit that you could identify. So, you going to actually for loot, or you're going to the shortest pathway out? And
how
Sas,
long
are
does
you
the
going to
shortest
run
path
through any
take?
of the ghosts or not?
I'm following Polo since he sees things. He sees imaginary things.
Polo
And
can actually see kind of everything.
Where's Polo
Do you
doing?
believe
Is he
him?
looting? I don't know. I believe him, why not? I mean, he looks safe.
Okay, so let's say if the way back would take 10 minutes, then Paulo would look for a detour of interesting lefts and rights, which would take half the time on top. So 15 instead of 10 minutes, for example. If the way back would be 20 minutes, then he would choose a path which takes 30 minutes, but nothing which exceeds.
Yeah, of course, that's enough time for you to get closer to the tower itself.
Mm-hmm.
So the passageway inside, Stas is following you basically all the way, breathing in your neck, and he's not like trying to run around or like do anything reckless as of now. So as you're getting closer to the tower entrance, you notice that the passageway there where the door to has been previously there, of course everything is rotten, it's missing, it's no longer there. However, it's dark, it's wet, there's a lot of moisture.
Paulo has dark vision.
Yeah, naturally. And as you would expect, the tower itself has stairs leading down to a lower floor.
Interesting. So, thinking about it, does this place feel colder than necessary to Polo? Unnaturally cold?
You definitely would expect in this place, even though it's maybe abandoned of all humanoid life, but you would think that maybe birds would love to live in a tower like that. But to your surprise, you're thinking about nature sounds. You haven't heard a single bird chirping all the way while you're inside the fortress.
Okay.
So nature,
Wow.
apart from the plant life, is also abandoning this place, avoiding it.
That's okay. So Porter would go downstairs carefully, looking out for traps, let's say.
Thus, you see how Polo very confidently enters the ground
Paula, what are you
floor
doing? No,
of the tower.
Precious.
stop. I'm gonna shake him like.
As you're
Come to
shaking
senses.
the Polo, come to senses. Polo, as you're turning around, you see that for the first time, as you're looking back at Sas, behind him, you seem to be staring exactly into the
No.
place where might have been a face of that ghostly creature that was towering above the dead body in the middle of the yard. And now it seems to be looking exactly in your
So this thing has been following us.
Now it looks in your direction and starts
That's not cool.
floating away from the body and closer to you.
But why? I really tried to evade all of them.
Yeah, you did.
I knew where they are. I had the map.
Yeah, and you're already inside of the tower, so you're kind
So
of
how
like-
does
And
it...
Sas is kind of catching you exactly by on the door, and he's still outside, and you are inside of the tower, and you're looking at it all from the inside.
So they feel it when we go close to the tower? Interesting. Okay. Sas, let's get out of here.
Yes. You run first.
So just to understand, like, is the tower like on the outer part of the fortress, like integrated into the wall, or?
Yes. So if you just go by the wall, you would eventually leave by the crack you entered.
How high is the wall?
The wall is about 4 stories, 3 stories high at this specific moment. The tower is 5 stories.
What? How much meters is this? 4 stories? Ah, we climbed the tower. That's fine. Okay, so let's just get out of here ASAP. Polo says, and then he is he's running out of the tower and jumping the wall to climb it. But when he jumps, he activates this ring of jumping, which actually works like the jump spell, so he can jump 3 times as far. What?
How many rings do you have?
Lord of the Rings, but something is wrong about the wall. What's with the wall, DM? What's with it's a wall?
Just the question of why do you need to climb the wall if you can just walk around it?
So the way I understand it is, can I draw something?
Yeah,
here?
the wall is
think I
solid,
can.
but it periodically has the cracks and passageway. And the biggest one you entered through basically made its own gates per se. They were not supposed to be there. Of course, you try to
So
make
the way I
a short
understand
way
it-
if you try to go over the wall immediately from the point where you are, next to the tower. Or you can go
Yeah.
rush the way where you came from, by the wall first.
So I understand that between the way where we came from and where we are right now, in between there's a ghost. And Polo just
He's
doesn't want to
more on
run
the
right
side.
into the
He's
arms
not
of the
exactly
ghost.
on between. He's not on between. He's more on the side. So he's in the center,
No.
and you would be kind of like semi-circling around him if you're going by the wall. And meanwhile, he might be closing.
Yeah, okay, then let's not jump on the wall. Let's not jump on the wall, but go through the crack. Polo uses the dash action.
Okay. You notice how Sas has no problem of catching up with Polo, who's now suddenly gets a bit of urgency. to leave the citadel. And as you, Rafe, you're looking at more attentively at what happens at the citadel. It doesn't seem to change by a bit. The only thing is that a couple moments later, you notice two figures rushing through the crack in the wall in a hurry, more like a panic retreat mode than the way how they entered. Farvold, seeing this whole figure, of course, he's like readying his weaponry, readying, you know, his shield and sword, whatever. He's like, he has no clue what's happening. His natural reaction. He, of course, notices that as well. And as you look in that direction, Rafe, you see how there is a figure appearing right in the middle of that crack that Sas and Apollo has just left. And that figure looks the following way. It seemed to have appeared there just for a brief second.
What?
And then evaporated in a thin air. But I'm gonna post the picture.
Oh, it's
What?
a beautiful creature.
What is that? Wait, what?
Oh my god.
Neither Sas nor Polo have seen him. They were
That
just
looks-
running out.
Is that a fiend or a devil?
As Farvold is standing there with his shield at the ready, Farvold, you feel that your hand with the shield suddenly warms up. And then you hear this calming voice. Calm but confident voice. He knows we are here.
What? What did the voice say?
So the shield you was facing him towards the crack into the wall. So, of course, and he says, "That was me. Your friends made it out just."
What?
That is.
So we found the end boss right away. Wow.
You
Damn.
need to fight him,
That's not-
right? Like only the shield. You can just. leave
Brave.
somewhere in.
So as you've seen this figure appearing just for a brief few seconds in the crack, then it just vanishes into thin air. You don't no longer see the silhouette. The citadel seems to be calm and dead, just as it was a couple of minutes ago. Only your friends are running back,
But it didn't feel like.
maximum speed back to the camp.
Oh.
Sas doesn't seem to be breaking his breath, you know, he's like Jason Bourne. Yeah, that's just his normal pace of running. As for Polo, I'm not sure.
He's trying, but he isn't that.
I mean, which
Oh.
stat is determining that? Athletics or?
I would say your general speed of walking and stamina, athletics, training.
30? I think that's okay.
Yeah, so Sas has 50.
I guess Paulo's not as fit as Sus.
I mean, Polo wouldn't be able to ever compete with Sas in sprinting or marathon.
Nah.
They are different specialists.
Well, technically he can always jump and use the jump ring, so he jumps triple as far, and it doesn't cost him triple the energy. So just imagine Bodo.
We have a Sonic Hedgehog here, running through the forest, making jumps. Yes, so as you are arriving back to the camp, I think we could make a pause. Let's make a pause, and then we have a post-game discussion after that, as the party is going to plan their next moves. I will be answering all the questions as it's already 11. We have a shorter general session today because we started later. But next time we should be just good and fine. 5-minute pause and then we'll be back.
All right.
Back on the stream.
Can you hear me?
Maybe still not back from the pause, but you see the stream layout still works. Yeah, we can hear it.
That's great.
Oh,
Ah,
so
perfect.
little lags.
Because I'm outside having a cigarette. I need to go outside now to have cigarettes.
It still reaches.
That's good. That's
With
great.
a bit of,
I can.
with a bit of braking, but it still reaches.
Cool.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just curious. Okay, no, you go.
Yes. So you're both running back to the camp, and Rafe, you no longer see this silhouette in the crack of a tower, in the crack of a wall that your party member just rushed out. Farved's face seems to change for a bit as his emotions, his face feature makes him more serious, ready for a fight. That's it. Because the last thing that the shield, the Brados told you, it wasn't that loud as in your previous conversation. Yeah. So
Did everyone hear though? So did Rafe also hear it? Okay.
Only you. Only you. Paula and Sas successfully rushed to the camp. And now it's about 7 p.m. soon. So the sun is settling down. The shadows are already taking their reign over the nice and sunny areas of the forest. Your camp is approximately 100 meters away from the entrance, from the crack in the wall that you entered through. And yeah, the night is coming. And it's up to you to decide what you do next. And discuss what you've seen today and how do you want to proceed with your plan. I think the active part of the game we would stop right now. Well, proposed game now. Your evening camping and discussions.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Can we assume? I mean, are we? Do we have like is everything chill now, or are we still like acting on the timeline? What I mean is, like, can we assume that Poland does tell the party everything they've seen, or does everything depend a bit on timing?
You need to get closer to your laptop so that your voice doesn't break.
Give me a minute. And others discuss for now. I listen. I can hear you perfectly.
Do you have a balcony? Or why is it?
No, that's the thing. I don't have a balcony anymore, so I need to go downstairs and outside. Standing in the backyard.
So Bluetooth still holds.
Yeah, somewhat. But you guys discuss until I have better connection.
Yeah, sorry, Rave, there wasn't much happening in the camp today.
Yeah, animal handling. Yeah.
Sorry.
Next time is all right.
I know what I'm gonna do.
No, not fireballs.
What are you going to do?
Maybe they're also gonna work a little bit more powerful than before. I mean, there's nothing that I could damage here because there's nothing, so it wouldn't harm anything.
Party member.
What would you like to damage?
Oh, ghosts, of course. I mean, but before the idea was not using it so much because something could collapse, because I could destroy something important, I don't know. But here there's nothing that needs that type of care. Although we need to find those pieces of equipment first, yes.
This guy doesn't look like a level 2 boss, right? This is
Doesn't
one
sound
when we
like one
found the
either.
shop.
He's like level 25.
I mean, you can still go back and see him face to face. That would be clearly jump into stage 3 right away.
No. We need to follow the steps. We need to decide how to
Steps
follow.
Steps are optional.
But it was mentioned that they were there to make our lives easier. Maybe we should try to follow them.
Fully agree.
We never do that, but we could try this time.
Actually, Paulo wants this. Like, I mean, freeing the souls, now that he's seen some of them, actually makes sense.
So, Sas, what do you tell about what you've seen? Do you just share everything to the party? No problem? Same with Paulo?
I haven't seen anything. There was nothing, no one. We came in, there was a tower, and Polo wanted to go into the dungeon, and I asked him not to, and then we went back. There were some graves. Nothing suspicious. The sus hasn't seen anything. Only Polo.
I
And
mean,
neither this figure hasn't seen this figure.
but it's interesting that the ghost immediately knew once we were going towards the basement. That was a bit strange. Like, why didn't he see us?
Boss.
Yeah, but it was like we reached a point of interest. Otherwise, either he felt that we were getting close, or, you know, there's something in the basement, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only standing tower of the whole fortress.
I mean, there's more ghosts in the basement. That's what it is.
So I think like Polo will share with the whole party what he's been seeing and deducting, and he's sharing the map of where he saw the ghosts, which the sketching he was doing, and also the symbols on the gravestones.
Yeah, so the ghosts were not moving. They were static.
Some of them were,
Not
but
a
it
lot,
felt
they
like
don't.
it felt like they were walking patterns, or at least that was Paul's impression, I think. And some were just standing. Okay, so
what are
do
the other
we do
steps?
next?
We have the items and we have something else. Like we need to clean up some ghosts, right?
Yeah, free their souls.
Which you don't have items.
Free.
Do you guys
I don't know,
remember
it's
which
just a step.
items?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
The
Shout
items
out
that
to
belonged to people.
You're all amazing D&D players who are making notes.
This...
Yeah.
No, we have the notes.
Yeah, we have them.
We have the
so
notes.
Shout out.
The items that belong to certain people that helped produce, but could be anything.
I mean, it should be clear, right? Like, because It was for the pikemen, for the archer and crossbow, for the bannerman, for the horse riders. So it should be not so ambiguous.
Okay, the pikemen. What are the pikemans like? Pike?
Yeah,
What if it's not a pike?
it is a
What if
pike. It
it's-
should be.
What if
But
it's
does the
a small figure of bird he crafted during his childhood and was carrying all his life?
What?
yeah, good.
No. That wouldn't have lasted. No.
So,
Sure.
but
yeah.
judging by the symbols, we know where the pikeman has been buried. So the chance that we find something of his belongings there is high. Not 100%, but it's high.
But it's too convenient that they're all buried together there. It's a bit
But
of
it's not all of them, is this? So wait,
all of them.
we saw the
there's more.
pike.
There's more. Arrow, horse knight.
Yeah,
Cavalry commander.
That's-
Arrow.
that's good. But what about the bannerman?
That was probably the one that we need to keep on, because that investigation that you did wasn't so good. So we have to investigate more.
We're gonna dig the graves. What is this quest?
I'm pretty sure, like, if we go there, like with Farwell, like we're gonna see more symbols, right? We need to cover the ones we know, and then we need to find the rest.
But the boss is guarding the whole area, so we cannot go in.
You
The boss
no
is
longer
kind of
can
just
see
guarding
him.
the basement, right? Okay, so he's guarding the whole area now, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
only Rafe could see him for a few seconds. Of course, she shares it that she saw some figure,
Yeah,
That's it.
describe.
and she
How
saw it
scary it
without
was.
using spells.
Wait a minute. Rafe?
Yes.
How?
I don't know. I just saw it, and I thought that everyone else had seen it, because that's then how I'm gonna like start the conversation. Did you see that? What was that? And then that leads to my description. Yeah.
But okay, so Fowl heard the shield talking, but no one else. Rafe saw this ghost, but no one else. What about Polo? When Sas was grabbing Polo and shaking him, hey, let's go back. That's when Polo saw this thing too, right?
That's more of a what's above the corpse, above the body.
Yeah, this looks like a wraith, I guess. And this other thing looks like a proper demon, kind of fiend, whatever.
Yeah, because it wasn't like ghostly. It wasn't really like translucent or something, right? It was
It was not
solid.
okay. Okay, so he's not in this.
Or is he?
At will, I
Yeah.
guess.
There was something about this guy cannot leave the fortress. Something about this splitting into the pieces, and one of the pieces ended up in a shield. But this guy, for some reason, cannot leave the fortress.
Yeah, that's what the Brados told you. That he's been bound to this plane.
But there's one very disturbing detail, I feel like. And it is, remember when we first entered the place through this breach? The body was dragged all the way from the breach towards this campsite. So something went outside and took him inside. And this probably happened during the night. So, and now it's nighting. So whatever was inside can probably come out again, and it's maybe hunting. Or maybe, it could also be another way, that this hunter was just setting camp inside the fortress despite probably knowing better. then he saw something, tried to run, and they just dragged him back. That could also be the case, but I don't feel exactly safe outside just outside the fortress, you know.
Hmm. We're just gonna get in.
Don't you want to wait until daytime?
Ah.
Hmm.
What is
I mean,
that?
depends on how powerful you feel, but
Pulse definitely feels more powerful.
Why don't you summon some demon? There's a fresh corpse. And let the demon handle it. No? Go, demon.
But this guy looks like the end boss demon. He's probably just like, hey, demon. And demon's like, hey, yeah, boss. I side with you, boss. I like you, boss.
There's a fresh corpse. And we don't want to go in. Anti-ghost. We need anti-ghost demon. Like some kind of a saint.
An angel.
Yes, angel. Can you do angels?
No. That's
No,
a different
nothing-
spell.
nothing.
That's called conjure. What are they called? Celestials. That's a very different thing.
Hmm.
I mean, maybe there's a very useful Fae that could help. I can check, but
Right.
what is it?
I mean, not all of those look like super demons, right?
No, I was actually really surprised to find that they can be so dark, but apparently they're like dark face, and then there are like the typical face, like pixie style.
Ah.
They're all of them, so they are not necessarily good or bad. It's
They're
just
basically
like
jokers.
fairs.
They are extremely mean.
Okay.
Not all of them.
Yes.
Not all of them are like this.
Oh. Some of them are.
But everything that's a hag is mean. I mean, okay, honestly, I look at them, all of them look mean.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's our plan. I would just say go in and fireball. But...
Yes, I think that's a very solid plan.
But how do we free the souls then?
Yeah, that is more like a polo question.
Yeah, we don't free
It
any
can
souls.
also be a forward question, depends on how you interpret things. But
We're gonna listen to you both because we don't know.
so the only Fae I see which does not look evil is the dandelion.
It sounds like a bard.
someone's been watching The Witcher.
Dandelion Leshy?
No. What?
In the Leshy?
Flower lion.
I didn't get the.
You mean the plant?
No.
Which kind of
Well,
dandelion?
yes. So it's a word game actually. Wait, I can send you. 1 second. Tum. How to do screenshots. That's the way. So actually, it's a words game, and yes, it describes a plant or a flower, basically. And at the same time, I'm posting it in Maps and Lore. Okay, apparently I'm not posting it in Maps and Lore. Where the fuck did my
It's
screenshot
basically
go?
like a plant tiger. But
Yes.
is that-
It's like a tiger, it's like a flower tiger thingy.
flower tiger.
Actually looks cute, at least the picture I found. Ah, now I have it. Okay. So there you see it in maps and lore. So it's kind of like a flower lion, the dandelion.
I mean, it looks nice.
That's the
but
friendliest.
It doesn't look very
A
powerful.
fey dandelion flower looks
Mm.
like a regular dandelion, but a lot bigger.
Mm.
It's a carnivorous beast.
Oh, okay.
Mm. I wouldn't say it's that powerless. It has some interesting things.
Int -4 is good. It's good.
What? It's really stupid. I didn't see it. It's close. You know, it's like one stat away from being unaffected by any intelligence DC check spell. You know, it's so
Right.
close to stupid. Wow. Even the
It's a
regular
plant.
lion is more
What did you
intelligent than
think?
that.
That's
I
a
think.
plant.
It looks like an intelligent plant, but no.
It's a Fey challenge rating 6. I expected something.
You got it.
It just eats, I guess.
Actually, it's not that strong.
What? Oh,
But its resistance against radiant damage, that's pretty cool.
don't.
Yeah. It's stealthy. Wow. So yeah, other than that, they all look grim and fierce from what I see. I had a different perception of Fae before D&D.
Yeah, we also did.
Grim darker. Reality.
There's also one called Dolphin Delighter, but it is locked content. I cannot check it up. It looks like a dolphin.
A dolphin plant?
God, they look also mean. No, not
Yeah.
plant.
I don't know. This looks like a magical battle. I don't think like there's anything I can contribute. Really, ghosts.
You can
You
always
can
punch
contribute.
ghosts.
What?
By protecting me.
So you can silence them, you can punch them because you have magical fists. You have a legendary sword. I mean, sure, you can hit something.
But getting possessed a second turn? Yeah. No.
Don't like, because you can hit us. That's not cool. But oh yeah, we definitely need Intellect's Fortress here. Like, there's just too many ghosts around. We know how this worked out last time, right?
Yes.
So, but DM, are there any friendly Fays?
Where? Cemetery?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Are there any friendly Fays?
Hey?
Oh yeah, okay. I found a nice one. It's all locked content.
Which challenge rating you can do 6, yes?
So I'm already down to challenge rating 2. Besides the dandelion, there's nothing nice over challenge rating 2.
Yeah, they are like neutral evil.
I always thought of them as fairies, you know, like not evil. But okay. I accept it.
I suggest we just go and kill everything that attacks us.
And start getting these things we need to get on the way, right? So
Just
On
for
the way,
honest,
yes.
I'm gonna post maps in Lord chat.
but we need to discuss how to do this peace, how to get that those souls rest in peace or whatever with the religious people.
Say it again.
We need to discuss before we get there how to find peace for those souls, because we don't
That's a
know. So
good
we
question.
need.
Yes, that's. I thought you would be
Maybe we
discussing.
should bury them.
Huh?
I mean, those tied to a body, maybe we could bury them. But not all of them are tied to a body. Oh, just becoming a cleric, it doesn't answer those questions by default. I don't know what to do.
You should know. You should roll for religion
You
and
should know.
I mean, a ghost. What's a ghost? It's left over from a soul that cannot find peace. Why can a soul not find peace? I don't know.
Polo as a cleric of level 3.
He's 4, level 4. No, he's level 5. He's level 5 already.
So level 6 cleric.
It should be level 1 thing to know, right?
I mean, he can maybe pray for them and, like,
He
set
skipped
you
some
to
classes
peace.
in the seminary, yes?
That's no classes. Learning by doing. It's like
Yeah.
a Quereinsteiger, how to say that. No.
I know it's is it like the person who changes the job?
Yeah, it's like a career changer when you change career path, but you don't start a new career from level 1. Yeah. So it's, I don't know, you start learning Chinese studies and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I want to become a marketer. That's Quereinsteiger. You don't go the typical way from A to Z. You just start somewhere at H, F or so.
Like all of us except for Carolina.
Yeah. I always knew.
So, yeah, Paula would know that
That's
there
good.
could be multiple ways how to put souls or restless ghosts to rest. And of course, everything depends on their resolve to stay here and also how angry they are. And there definitely wouldn't be a problem even for a lower level priest to handle those that are non-hostile. They definitely look for a way to sleep the material plane. Performing a sermon in the name of your deity, one of the simplest ways. Then the only question is, why their church is on Sunday? Because the whole congregation gathers in one single place, and the preacher does it once, does the speech once.
Yeah, but it's a very Christian influenced worldview here. I dislike that. That is very biased.
Yeah, I mean, that's why Kostos does it different.
Yeah, no. Okay, I'd like to see it the following way. So,
you understand what I'm implying to?
Yeah. But, no, I don't know. But okay,
that you can do this sermon, yes, but the fortress is fairly big, so you either do it many times in many places.
We have to gather them together.
You try to
follow us.
Yes, or you try to do it once but forever.
But you said those who are not hostile.
Correct.
So if we gather all of them, let's say 20, and 5 of them are hostile, we have difficulties performing a ritual.
For level 1 cleric for sure, but for higher level cleric, fire support,
Okay,
definitely not a problem.
but in a D&D world, what's the mechanics behind performing such a ritual? Like, is it
What's the
something? Can
mechanics
I
of
say?
performing any ritual? I mean, that's there is no specific rule for it. How
Okay.
you wanna do it? DM decide.
Snapping the fingers.
I don't
You
see
know,
Thanos
Polo has a different
gloves on your hand.
Thanos gloves. Nah, but you see
still
the
didn't find this
thief
artifact.
gloves. But they have this invisible thief's gloves. You know, that's why you can't see them.
Nobody hears you clicking.
No, but so I guess the way Paul sees it is like this. Ghosts are in this world because they have like some unresolved issues, mostly based on emotions, and they're negative emotions, which bind them to this place. It can be sorrow, can be grief, can be anger, can be fear. And those need some type of addressing and resolvement. And he can probably do that in accordance with his deity. It gets difficult if he gets attacked meanwhile, but also that can work. Okay. So where's the challenge? We just have to gather them and then be like, you're healed.
Where is Charlie?
So Paula can do that all the time.
Apparently.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to know.
We're talking
So
about
Paula can sneakily sneak behind the ghost and silently,
oh, lo, lo,
let him
The-
free.
oh, lo, lo, lo.
Yeah,
it's
and
not
sneak.
it's not sneak attack. It's sneak
Sneak.
blessing or
Sneak preaching.
yes,
Whatever.
critical preach.
You can do them one by one.
Yeah, actually, we can do them one by one. I mean, one does not simply sneak up on a ghost, but
Do it like
It's a-
20 plus rolls.
it's a challenge, so it's an interesting one. Yeah, okay, but to be fair, this will be so much heavy role playing on Polo. Like he just like find a ghost and sneak up or approach the ghost, talk to the ghost, blah blah. I mean, this might be just a Polo show. That might be a bit boring. Like, for everyone who's not Polo.
It's okay.
Maybe Rave can convert them into Kosu faith instead.
You guys have gods as well.
Yeah.
Why not?
No, it
She's a
doesn't work
beginner
that
cleric.
way.
You're not clerics, but you can still try.
No, it should be you. It should be you.
But no, I mean, but seriously, this would. I mean, if there are like 12 ghosts or so, it will just like basically me having a session with DM. It would be a bit,
Who said?
uncool
there?
for you.
Well,
You said at least a dozen. That's what we saw
Let's
from up
see.
from the tower. Huh?
on the
But-
We're gonna help.
Yeah, at
Remember,
least there might be
think
more.
about the events that were here. Think about the size of the whole structure. Think about what
Thousands. I
have
see.
Mm-hmm.
Brados done in this place. Think about
We
this
can make a separate campaign with this DM. You and me, DM. Just Polo praying. I pray for your soul. I pray for your soul and for your soul, and you are free.
That's possible. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't need to sell it that you need to do it for all the 1,000 souls here, you know, to roleplay every
Isn't that?
counter.
All of that for a shield. Come on, guys.
Not any shield.
All of that for the adventure.
Your shield.
I mean, when we were going down under Earth and getting possessed and stuff, we didn't say all of this just for one sword.
But it was like that.
Did we say that?
We're
No, but we
cleaning
thought
out
about
the
it.
whole fortress, ancient fortress where thousands died for a shield. That's gonna be like +1,
Okay,
to something.
fair enough. But I mean, maybe the DM is right. Don't have to do it one by one. I was thinking like it would be like 12 ghosts or so, but yeah.
Yeah, you need to think of a
So-
system, like a broad system.
Okay, climb the tower at midnight and then make one single big prayer.
Yeah.
Really loud.
Followed by fireball. For those who decide to stay.
For those which are leaving. No, those that are gonna go another direction.
Leave
Fireball.
aboard.
Follow me into salvation or perish in the flames of hell.
Yeah, it's just a
Basically,
warning.
yes.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I guess probably if you walk in the fortress at some point, we'll be surrounded by lots of ghosts. It's gonna happen either way. And then Paulo can just do the praying part if it's enough of them. And if they're ghosts we cannot handle with prayer, then we can still slay them or capture their memory. Faud is always happy about that. That's fine. Okay, so
Yeah.
probably while going into the fortress, freeing the ghosts will be a side thing. It will always happen when we encounter so and so many of them.
Yeah.
DM is just laughing, grinning about how badly we assess the situation.
I mean, it's,
No, I'm
but
just
it's normal
trying to
that we
think
cannot
how we-
really free everyone, right? So
Did you see the phase that I have posted?
Not yet? The Fae? I don't see the Fae.
I also don't see the one before Banana Demon.
Banana Team? Where are you? I'm in Maps and Lore. I see a priest and a priestess.
Yeah.
The one before
that's
that,
how
the
you
one
need
before
to
that.
dress at least, to do the ceremony. I was thinking.
I need to dress like that. Why is the priest dressing normal?
But this is just carnival outfits from another. The banana
Okay, Banana
monster
Demon.
is just for fools. Yeah. See?
It's loading.
Wow.
Oh, there's no
it has
picture,
laser
there's no
eye.
What the? What? Saving throws, Dex +7, Intelligence +8, Wisdom +6, Skills, Deception +25, History +25, Persuasion +25.
Wow, it's a really
What?
cool. It's a really nice pay.
Actions, Claws. I mean, whoever wrote this description, it is... They were drunk, right? I mean, just like actions. The first action starts with a dot. The dot is bold, then follows a text. Random
Did you
text.
read the actual
The next-
description? It's
Take the
a
next
demon banana.
action.
It's not that strong, but it's fast and smart. It has magic. Like it's not even like full sentences.
Hmm.
Did you
Everything
see
is-
this second
so-
action after the claws?
Yeah, the laser eyes. I mean, now imagine a banana with eyes. That's the weirdest part about it.
I'm saying that's just for the lulz. Yeah.
Okay.
So, back to the system. Back to the system and your problems. So, yeah. How do you do those steps of the ritual if you want to? Or how do you do the encounter if you don't want to do it? With your battle plan.
Do we really have to free all the souls in the fortress?
No.
No,
We will
all the
never be able
steps
to
are
do.
optional. You're saying basically if you do it, it makes your final plan.
Then it's say we try to free as many as possible until we lose interest.
Yeah, it was never phrased like we need to free all souls. It was many. There are many souls. So it will help if you free many souls. That's it.
What would Farvet
Okay.
think?
All of them.
If you can do it, I mean, we will not stop you.
I mean, Farvet is just gonna collect the memories. We can do two things. Polo's making the prey on top of the tower, and Farvel does the same thing in the basement, in the catacombs. Everyone gets their share of souls.
So you have a party on the lower floor and party on the top of the tower.
Sounds like a bad idea. I know. Okay, so about freeing the souls, let's see what we can do. Then finding the objects. I think we are still missing the Bannerman. Like, we found everyone on the cemetery except the Bannerman, right?
Mm.
Did anyone write down what we actually saw there? What were the symbols?
Yes.
I thought I did so, but I didn't.
Yes. Arrow, mace, horse knight, galleon, guitar, trebuchet, and pikeman.
Then probably the guitar is the Bannerman? No, that doesn't make any sense. Just a little bit.
Oh. Mm.
I mean, we don't need the galleon nor the trebuchet. And the mace, I also don't think so. Those three items seem symbols seem a bit random. We need the arrow for the archer. Help me out, I have a
Horse
really bad
knight.
memory. Yes, the
Horse knight. And the pikeman.
horse knight, pikeman. Yeah, those were the three of obvious interest.
Yeah, there was total 4, just the banner carrier is missing.
It could be the guitar. I'm not sure how far of a stretch that is for a Bannerman. Like, how? Like, I mean, a Bannerman, what's their job? Their job is to hold the banner. They represent, right?
That's it.
But you can also represent by running around with a lute and praising your lord.
That doesn't sound very serious for a battle. I mean, for like
War
army
guitar.
battle, right?
A war guitar. Who hasn't heard of it?
Yeah, I don't have so much war knowledge then.
I mean, the war drums, right? I don't know, war guitars. Okay, good. I accept it. We missed the Bannerman. The question is, what do we do there at the graves? Do we just dig them up, or?
You need to
East
collect
would
them.
know. I don't
You
know.
need to have all of them together. Maybe when you have them all together, something will be triggered.
I mean, we can always ask the shield, like, we hold them next to one of the graves, and then, is that the Bannerman? She'll be no, or something like this.
Okay, next. Yeah.
Okay.
So do we wait outside for the night, or do we go in right away? What do you opt for?
Well,
It's just so the war guitar.
there are some people that don't have night vision, right? So it wouldn't be so cool.
Who doesn't?
Sas?
I do have, but they're ghosts. Night vision doesn't help.
Yeah, that's true.
And they pass through walls and they fly.
So that's
Well,
why we'll have.
they will still do that in the day, so there's not really a big difference between day and night then.
So you do the release of the souls. Maybe I can dig up the graves. I don't know what else can do.
Mhm.
I don't know why I would dig them out.
That's
This
the
doesn't
grave
sound
digger.
right. This doesn't sound like they would be happy if we dig their grave. But I have no idea. If you tell me, I would.
I think Polo would actually object to digging up their graves, so no. That doesn't seem right. Unless the shield says so, maybe. Because then it would help their salvation, but everything else is rather disrespectful.
Let's just go in and start the ritual. Let's go right in the middle. And you're gonna call the okay, the DM.
Yeah, we need a way to make them go to a specific place to that some of them get there. Like that is the first thing we need to try to do.
Get where? What place?
Well, they just have to be together. They cannot be separated everywhere. Not all of them, of course, but at least I don't know, 10.
We cannot lock them in cages.
I don't know if there's some obstacle, any obstacle that might stop them.
A force cage would actually work, but we don't have one.
I have a scroll of sanctuary. Maybe they cannot go through it.
That's not how it works.
No.
Sanctuary works like on the casting person or on one person, and they are kind of immune to all damage until they deal damage. That's more or less how it is. I think they are immune to damage from one source.
So this is not the circle thing as the wizards did.
But what we can do is we can just pass the night like outside in safety, because Polo can cast a tiny hut, and we can gather in there and be relatively safe. So we can at least sleep in peace. Unless they can dispel this, then we're done, but...
Famous wizard ghosts.
Probably not. No.
Nah, they don't have magic. I know. I'm familiar with this overconfidence. Been there, done that.
So we're just gonna sleep the whole night. We just spent the day getting here, sleep, and then... But isn't all the ghosts are gonna be hiding during the day, and then we're not gonna release any souls? Should we release the souls in the night?
Would they be hiding?
Well, when there's only 12.
Paula, how would ghosts react to sunlight?
I mean, we went in there during sunlight, and we saw ghosts.
It was relatively already sunned out. More shadows.
Okay, then based... based on my cleric knowledge, I'd say ghosts don't like sunlight.
Let's go right away then.
Okay, so we go in the night in order to free the souls. In case that doesn't work, we retreat, and then we build a tiny hut and are fine.
And discuss it again.
Then what do you do during the day then?
Look for items. I mean, it makes sense, right? We look for the items when the ghosts are gone. We find the items. We retrieve items. We come back when ghosts are there. We free ghosts. Side quest is done. We go to the basement. Fight boss.
Sure. That makes sense.
Okay.
Will you write it down?
I can do that. That was less than 4 sentences. I feel capable. Maps of foreign or general. Oops.
It's not always the ghosts. Like, the ghosts, why is it always the ghosts? Yeah, recently.
What do you mean you're going to places where that
Well, the cultists, you know, like the beasts, demons.
where
It's
everywhere,
always
but
ghosts.
you can find them if you're looking for them.
Fighting ghosts is not fun.
Cultist of the Norgol.
Yeah, cultists would have been easier.
Ah, of course. Looking for them randomly might be hard, but if you get a hint of which direction to search, you'll find some.
Okay. I wrote down our elaborate plan.
Outside. Find items. Free ghost. Fight boss. I think that is the most elaborate plan ever made.
Do
Yeah,
you
of course.
really mean it?
We're not going to stick to it. You know us.
That was I was just about to say.
I
That's
think
way too boring.
That's a high level summary, right?
Yeah.
Those are the big goals.
What do you
How
mean
we
it's
do
too
them?
boring?
It's too predictable.
Whom?
For the party, I guess. Like something is gonna happen. Like we go inside and all of a sudden there will be a shiny object in the corner and Polo's gonna run after it and everything falls to pieces, or I don't know, something like this. Something.
We shall see what's gonna happen.
Hmm.
Well, at least it's a plan.
Yeah.
I will be stopping
We have.
the live stream now.
Hmm.
As I think everybody who joined us, thanks Lady Mustella, our latest followers, and also Fox. And yeah, as the party of Power Rangers continue their quest in the world of Seer, we're gonna see how they're going to execute the plan in helping the brothers, the great general of the past.